Eliminate the armed groups occupying Griffin, the independent city. Griffin was abandoned after losing its central infrastructure to large-scale terrorist attacks. These groups just let themselves in and set up shop. This mission is a little show for the Pox, and as Anatolia's next, you're our star. GA, the largest company on the lot, is especially eager to see Griffin rebuilt. We won't get another chance like this to impress them. The stage is set. The rest is up to you. Good luck.
Now commencing mission. Normals are the enemy's primary force. Eliminate them. There's your target. Take it out. All enemy normals destroyed. Mission accomplished. Come on home. You did brilliantly. Emil is ecstatic. I'm sure he'll do his part. Then you'll be sent back into the fray. Let's confirm the mission. Intercept the Maglev Liberation Front's ground transport convoy and destroy the armored core belonging to their irregular next, Amajik, the Desert Wolf. By taking on a lethal amount of psychic stress, Amajik has achieved a degree of control over his armored core far beyond the limits of his minimal AMS compatibility. You're dealing with someone anti-establishment groups across White Africa consider a hero. He's too dangerous to face in conventional combat. Amajik's next, Barbaroi, is based on a lightweight Ekbal standard armored core. Its defenses should be minimal. Take it out before it can be activated. Those are your orders. Be careful out there. Target sighted. Currently en route via ground carrier vehicle. Don't get ahead of yourself. Let it come to you, then attack. Target has entered combat range. Let it get as close as possible, then hammer it. Barbaroi has begun activation. Concentrate all fire on the target.
A sneak attack. They plan emitting a pack of dogs. Illogical. It's gone. I see. Ravens are not to be underestimated. What do you have to protect? This is it. This is the end.
You're nearing the edge of the combat area.
He's actually got me on the defensive. Disappear, disappear, disappear. So this is the end. Or are you?
Barbaroi has gone silent. The mission was a success. Good work. Come on home. Amajik had been working alone for some time. He didn't want to contaminate his Maghlib comrades. A hero. Maybe so. He may have taken it all upon himself from the very start. Let's confirm the mission. Eliminate all of the unidentified ships in the waters around former Chinese Shanghai. From their silhouette, we've deduced that the targets are BFF Special Operations ships. Their primary defenses will be a powerful long-range cannon and a series of vertical launch missiles. Be careful. Those are your orders. Objectives sighted. Take them all out. You're in range of the enemy's main cannon. Stay sharp. AP is down 50%. This can't be.
restless! I'm restless! Up and at him! Where's...
Move by tilting the left stick. Turn by tilting the right stick.
Zombies? My parents are gonna kill me! I better find a weapon.
Quick, find a weapon and pick it up with X. Try to find one that your character likes, marked with thumbs up. Attack using your weapon by pressing the right trigger. Defend yourself.
Vengeance!
They have more than one weapon. Cycle them by pressing the A button. Jump by pressing the right stick. Dodge by pressing the left stick in a direction.
Ah! They're coming through the walls!
When you see a comic balloon, you can activate the object by pressing X.
Oh! Incoming pain!
When your power meter is charged with a thumbs-up weapon, hold the right trigger for a special character attack.
Yeah! Now they're busting up my garage. Die! You know what time it is? Bomb time! I'm gonna get ya! Yeah! Creeping up beside you! I'm gonna get ya! Ha! Ow! Ow! Ready or not, down! Ha! Oh! Ow! Yeah! Oh, cut it out! Oh! Stop it! I'm gonna get ya! Stop it! Oh, creeping up beside you! Whoa! Ow! Oh! Ow! I'm gonna get ya! Hit! Oh! An ancient burial ground? Oh, cut it out! Oh! You're not cut it out!
Gentleman's Guide to Surviving the West. Keep your gun well oiled, for you will have need for it. Beware those bearing badges, for they do the greatest injustice. Do not trust painted smiles, for they conceal wickedness. Remember, there is no law, save that which you make. The West beckons you. Won't you answer its call? Call of Juarez. Summer 2007. Rated M for mature. The Gentleman's Guide to Surviving the West. Keep your gun well oiled, for you will have need for it. Beware those bearing badges, for they do the greatest injustice. Do not trust painted smiles, for they conceal wickedness. Remember, there is no law, save that which you make. The Gentleman's Guide to Surviving the West. Keep your gun well oiled, for you will have need for it. Beware those bearing badges, for they do the greatest injustice. Do not trust painted smiles, for they conceal wickedness. Remember, there is no law, save that which you make. The West beckons you. Won't you answer its call? Call of Juarez. Summer 2007. Rated M for mature. The Gentleman's Guide to Surviving the West. Keep your gun well oiled, for you will have need for it. Beware those bearing.
Our intel says the rebels may already have their hands on some nasty technology. Juarez is right on the border with the U.S. They're just too damn close. I can't stress enough the importance of your mission.
Ghost, watch the roofs.
Roger that.
We have enemy snipers in the zone. Eyes open. Don't fire until... Turn fire!
The world's most elite fighting force is reuniting.
Blow it. Copy that.
And this time,
Take out those tanks, now!
it's to protect their own nation. The game that defined next-generation gaming
I need air support!
Air support granted. Is coming back to do it again.
If we don't eliminate the threat here, it's gonna spill over to U.S. soil. It's up to you, Mitchell. Now take them out!
The Ghost Recon Advanced Warfighter 2 Multiplayer Tournament Challenge is coming soon. For the best of the best will win an all-new 2008 Dodge Avenger. Register to compete at bestbuy.com/gaming tournaments. Contest rules and regulations apply.
Ghost, move out!
Tom Clancy's Ghost Recon Advanced Warfighter 2. Rated T for Teen.
Trusty Bell, this is a Japanese version. We had a version specially made for you guys. It has all the English assets we have at this time in the game. So everything you see will be close to final English, but it's still very, very rough English. It is all in English though, and the game is currently 80% done. 80% done with development, and once they finish the Japanese version, we're going to go ahead and work full-time on the North American version. Trusty Bell is the Japanese name. English is going to be Eternal Sonata. It is a fantasy RPG for the Xbox 360. It's a one-player game. However, when you go into battles, you have the option, if you have two other controllers, you can have your 3 characters in the battle be controlled by up to 3 different people. But it is a one-player game, and it will be, played and demoed as a one-player game. It's called Eternal Sonata. The story is about, I'll give away something, although it's very obvious. It's the story happens inside the fantasy world of Chopin the 3 hours before he dies. So Chopin dies. No, I didn't give anything away. That's the obvious part. What is interesting is what happens to the characters and the world inside Chopin's fantasy head, the dramas that unfold the characters, what happens to them when Chopin dies. They're technically part of his fantasy world. And a lot of the story, all the story is based in this fantasy world and deals with the issues and dramas that happen in this fantasy world. This is opening movies. All of these movies are done in real time. The lighting, the characters, height, everything is done in real time. So the story is starting out with Allegretto and Beat.
Wow, Redo, this is the first time I'm going outside Red Ardondo.
It's not like we're going on a picnic, Beat.
They're about to set off
Don't
on
get
this
so excited.
adventure.
Yeah, I know that, Redo.
And the story starts out with them going out on an adventure. But yes, in the dream world, anyone who is fatally ill has the ability to use magic, and therefore people who use magic are also kind of looked on as sick and deathly. You play as a character, you walk around the map, you encounter enemies, and you go to battle. There's no random battles in the game at all. It's all encounter-based. This is your map menu. In this menu, you can choose what items you want to put in your character's bag that they can use during battle. You can select what weapons you want to have, what special attacks you want to be able to perform, weapons, armor, items. Everything is controlled through this menu. It's very early, so there's lots of goofy stuff all over the place. But you have swords, armors, accessories you can attach to your character. These will all affect not only the obvious defense and strength and whatnot, but some items will give you abilities to radiate light or darkness. And why that's important is light and dark play an essential part of the battle and the strategies needed to win and survive in battle. As you can see there, these are your 2 special attacks. Right now you have 2 different special attacks that you can choose from. You only get to have, right now, 1 light attack and 1 dark attack. The light attack can only be performed when your character is in a lit area. If they're standing in light or sunlight, or they have an item that enables them to display light around them, they will be able to perform light attacks. If they are in the shade, if they are in a shadow, if they are anywhere dark, they will only be able to perform dark special attacks. You'll be walking around the map, you'll run into enemies. And the enemies themselves will also, some of them will morph depending on whether they're standing in the light or in the dark. So this character right now, the large guy with the palm tree up on top of his head, is really one of these smaller guys, the little onion-looking guys when they're in the shade. So depending on how much sunlight or shade is in your map, that will determine the strategy that you need to, take in order to defeat the enemies. Some characters are stronger in the sun, some characters are weaker in the sun. Some characters change between light and dark, others do not. Your characters also aren't that strong. But as you progress through the game, you're going to have more characters to choose from. You will have a maximum of 3 characters in your party that can go into battle, and there will be a maximum of 3 enemies in that battle. So it'll be a 3-on-3 battle. The enemies will be stronger, your characters will be stronger, and you'll be able to fight longer and have get more into battle. Since the enemies are really weak right now, they're just getting slaughtered.
No one told me about this.
Did that scare you?
The Gentleman's Guide to Surviving the West. Keep your gun well oiled, for you will have need for it.
This is Mr. Moriwaki. He's the director of Katamari Part 3 or Part 4, depending on how you want to count them. The game is still in development, but he'll do his best to answer any questions you have today. Basically, the point of the game is to roll your Katamari, which is a ball, roll it around the environment and collect objects which stick to the Katamari, and basically to make the Katamari as large as possible for the main character of the game, which is the King of all Cosmos, and you play the part of the Prince of all Cosmos. They're the main characters. They're quite quirky and interesting. And also another main feature of the game is the music, of course. It's an awesome soundtrack. Absolutely brilliant. Well, the previous Katamaris were very well received from a game design standpoint, so we haven't really altered the basic game very much. Being on the Xbox platform, of course, will be high definition, widescreen with surround sound, so they're the most noticeable features first off. Apart from that, the gameplay we haven't really messed around with too much. We wanted to take advantage of the hardware, of course, of the advanced specs of the new hardware. Mainly the online functionality part is the main thing that we wanted to challenge ourselves with. Regarding graphical style, it will be displayed in a higher resolution, but we're keeping the original style as much as possible. So you won't see too many changes in that area. At first we thought that Katamari didn't really lend itself very well to online play. The main point of the game is to respond to the King's requests and roll around the levels by yourself. After playing the VS mode, we've sort of realised that okay, it's pretty fun. So we're trying to develop this a little further. It is quite difficult because the game is basically originally wasn't designed for a multiplayer environment or multiplayer game rules. So it's something we're working on, but it's very difficult at this stage. We're extremely glad, of course, that the soundtrack is so popular overseas, but it's actually quite strange. The actual concept behind the soundtrack was basically they've been using entertainers or singers who were popular 10, 20 years ago, and because they felt that sort of matched the atmosphere of the game, the atmosphere in the game of the sort of quite old, quaint Japanese streets, etc. So they felt that the music, using these old artists, would match that style. So they're actually quite, and they thought that would appeal to fans in Japan, of course, but it's actually appealed to a lot wider audience, which they're quite surprised about. Didn't really want to make the second, it was pretty public knowledge, but he decided that, well, if they're going to make a sequel, then in order to do it well, he wanted to be involved. After Katamari 2, he started working on his next project. But obviously, as a franchise, Katamari is very important to our company, so obviously we're going to keep on going. And just Igarashi-san saying that it's not that Takahashi-san didn't want to do it anymore, it's just that Takahashi-san has other ideas that he wants to work on, which is why he's no longer involved with the Katamari series generally. Takahashi-san basically, he really wanted to try and work on his new projects. He's trying to achieve more and express more of, I don't know how you say it, Takahashi world. He's quite a strange guy. Nice guy, but of course, but yeah. I think with Katamari, the whole package just came together so well. The basic gameplay was so simple, but the graphical style, the humor, and the music just all came together so well to make such a great package. You know, it wasn't just one particular aspect of the game that made it so successful. One thing is we think that because Takahashi-san doesn't really have a lot of experience with games and game design, he came up with the basic idea and he was able to successfully transfer his idea onto the screen in a playable form. Whereas if other people like Moriwaki-san, who comes from a game background, would sort of try and apply too many rules and game-like elements to that idea before it had reached that stage. Whereas because Takahashi-san didn't have that experience, he was able to transfer exactly his intentions without being diverted with too much game experience or too many gaming conventions. Basically, it's all Takahashi-san. Takahashi-san came up with the game, the graphic style, the concept, and he also wrote the speech for the King of All Cosmos in the Japanese version. So that was all Takahashi-san's doing. For the English version, my team and my team handled the localization for all Katamari so far. Moriwaki-san actually writes the text for for this game. Yeah, Moriwaki-san's been handling the text for the PSP version and the current version, whereas Takahashi-san handled the first two, of course. My team and I outsourced the translation of the King text to a very good translator we use. Obviously, that's the first step. Once we get the text back, we touch up, we rewrite it, we put it into the game, and I play the game 3 or 4 times and check every single line of text in the game. Yeah, basically the humor is all originally from Takahashi-san. We've just tried to maintain the same style throughout the series. I don't know, yeah, we just try our best and change the text wherever necessary so that the players find it funny. Otherwise, they referencing Japanese jokes or Japanese culture, a lot of players won't understand what's going on. I think the King is more eccentric in English even than he is in Japanese. And he's pretty weird in Japanese too. And that katakana is really hard to read. But one major difference is that in the English version, obviously the King speaks with the royal we, which is something that doesn't happen in the Japanese version. It's just something that we thought would sort of make him appear more weird. So yeah, he always references himself as we or our, which makes him sound pretty cool. Other changes, we obviously had to just remove references to alcohol, stuff like that, and just the usual ESRB issues. But because most of the graphics in the game were in Japanese, we didn't have to change any graphics, so we were lucky there. And originally in the first game, the King got drunk and knocked the stars out of the sky, but we had to sort of modify that to say he was giddy with joy, or something like that. Yeah. But it's challenging, but it's one of my favorite games. Yeah, so it's really good being able to handle the text for the game. He doesn't know what Western gamers prefer compared to Japanese gamers. He just thought, well, this would be fun. Why don't we do this? So there's no conscious decision on Katamari's part anyway to make it quirky and to appeal just to worldwide. It just appeals to people who want to have fun rolling a Katamari around. Yeah. Honestly, the development costs have risen slightly. Developing on the Xbox, it's the team's first time with this hardware, so obviously it takes time to get used to it. And obviously, all the graphics are being redone and new objects and stuff have been created, so it does cost money. What a lot of people don't seem to realise is the amount of objects in the game is quite huge, and they do take up a lot of memory. So the team does have to take care of creating the game in the right way so they don't run out of memory for all the graphics and the objects, etc. So it's not quite as easy to create and to localize as a lot of people seem to think. Of course, every time we work on new hardware with new control schemes, it's interesting and fun to try and to work with those. At the moment, we're really concentrating on getting the Xbox version completed first, but we're definitely considering interesting uses of the 6-axis controller for the PS3 version. Everyone's surprised about the success of the game overseas. Even in the Japanese market, they thought the game would only appeal to a few people who would appreciate that sort of gameplay. So they're even more surprised to see how popular it was overseas. It was actually more successful in the West than it was here in Japan. So yeah, that's. They're happy, of course, about it, but there really is, they really were surprised by how successful it has been. and the fan art, everything is amazing. So I personally get a kick out of seeing that, and whatever, if I see it, I'll definitely pass it on to Takahashi-san. Yeah.
The translation for Katamari?
Basically, clump of souls. Yeah. Katamari is just a clump or a gathering of stuff, and Damashi is soul. So I'm not really sure how how Takahashi-san came up with that name. Yeah, this is definitely something that we're looking into to extend the life of the game and to keep players interested. We're considering downloadable cousins and new stages. We have a few technical issues to sort out at this stage because of the inexperience with the new platform, but it's definitely something that we're looking into. Honestly, the Katamari world doesn't lend itself to real world. Layering real world effects on the world of Katamari is very distinct and very a fantasy-like world, and basically, personally, I think putting real world advertisements and things like that into the game would sort of ruin the immersion of the player. I personally don't think it would fit unless it was very tastefully done. That's my personal opinion, but it's something the team is looking into. Let's say, in respect to Katamari, because it's difficult to sort of mess with the basic gameplay without destroying what makes Katamari. We haven't made too many changes, so that we haven't sort of made any new innovations in that respect. Generally, moving a game from one hardware platform to another, you have to generally balance it and redesign a lot of the features to suit the particular hardware. So in that respect, we just try and match it to the game design to the hardware as much as possible. I think the previous Katamari games are quite lonely games, really. I mean, you basically do the king's bidding, you roll around the level by yourself, and you succeed or fail, and if you fail, you get scolded pretty badly. In the new Katamari, we want to sort of make the game less lonely. So with online features, you can show your Katamari off to others and say, hey, look what I did it. And so that's the main thing that they want to impress in this Katamari.
The gentleman's... The Gentleman's Guide to Surviving the West. Keep... Gentleman's Guide to Survival. The Gentleman's Guide to Survival.